Welcome back to another video with me and the Wrigley Man. We need to talk about tires, and we need to talk about the Kenda KLEVER RTs in specific. I haven't really made a video on these. I actually bought these tires before I started making YouTube videos, and I bought them just before winter time. I have the 22-inch wheels on the truck right now, so any tire that you want, a 22, they're just expensive as shit. And the tires that I had before this were the Ridge Grapplers. They were a 12-ply tire. Now, do I need a 12-ply tire for a 1500 truck? Absolutely not. But if you want the 33 by 12 and a half 22s, that's all you get. That's all they have is a 12-ply. I think they had a couple of other 22-inch tires, different sizes, but to get out of the 12 plies, but I really wanted 33s and I really wanted 12 and a halves. I was gonna go with Ridge Grapplers again because our Ridge Grapplers played out, maybe. They're on a lot of trucks. Ooh, there goes a boat with power poles, Blue Triton. I don't know who it was. Do I know who that was? Blue Triton bass boat with power poles. I'm sure I've seen it a time or two. I know a lot of the tournament anglers around Iowa. So I was gonna go with the Ridge Grapplers again, but I didn't want a 12-ply tire. And honestly, I didn't think they were that good in the snow. Here in Iowa, we deal with winter, and I love to hook up and I love to go. So I'll stick my truck in 4-high and I'll be shredding the gnar in Iowa. I just was like, I don't really particularly care for this tire in the winter. Although the 12-ply tire, I had 68,000 miles on it. From the time I purchased them to the time I took them off, I had 68,000 miles, and there still was a decent amount of tread, and I still sold the tires used. Somebody definitely came and purchased them used. Not a lot, but they still came and purchased them. I mean, they still had a solid amount of tread left, but, I knew they already weren't, that great in the snow, so I was like, I gotta upgrade. Did some research. The Ridge Grapplers are now like $500 a tire, and when I purchased them 2 or 3 years ago with a discount from Discount Tire upon opening a credit card, I think I got them tires for like I don't even know if I had over 1100 mounted and balanced, which was cheap for Ridge Grapplers on a 22-inch wheel. But here's the problem. They are now like $490 to $500, maybe more, maybe a little less, depending on where you go. I'm just not about spending 2 G's for tires. Especially because I'm driving all the time to these fishing tournaments. I'm just going to shred through them anyway. Not shred, but you get what I mean. So I started looking for other 22-inch tires, and I couldn't pull the trigger because, for one, I'm a picky person. I got to make sure they're just tires, but at the end of the day, I still care what they look like. And I ended up coming across the Kenda KLEVER RTs. And the thing about the RTs, I really wasn't sold on what they looked like on the 20-inch wheel. Honestly, the tread pattern is quite different. I'm so picky when it comes to the tire look. I think it's just because I fell in love with the way the Ridge Grappler looked, and I love the tread pattern. I love the sidewall look, so I was super picky in the next tire because I don't know why I want to make sure my tires look nice when most people don't even give a shit. I ended up coming across a truck for sale with 22s, and it had the Kenda KLEVERs, and I was like, dude, the 12.5-inch wide cleaver with the sidewall looks kind of dope. So then I ended up finding them for $259 a piece, and that was for a 33, 12.5, 22. So I'm like, dude, it's a no-brainer. Like, at this price, I have to try them. What is worst case scenario? I believe they're a 10-ply tire, and from what I'd read, a lot of solid reviews. They were kind of newer-ish. I mean, they weren't out on the market a lot, but a lot of people had them. I got the tires. Dope. I love them. I actually love them just as much as the Ridge Grappler. Winter came, and that's all that I really actually cared about. I'm like, please, tires be good. There's no way it can be any worse than the Ridge Grappler. And then, since I was so used to the Ridge Grappler in the wintertime, I thought maybe they're not that bad, but my truck just sucks in the snow. No. Snow came. These tires are hooked up. It was like night and day difference. I'll stick the truck in 4-high, and I was literally before I could just get the truck to slide with the Ridge Grapplers on 4-high, it was like I had to really get into the gas to get it to break loose. These tires are so hooked up in the snow. But there's a big caveat with these tires, and It might not just be the tire deal, it might just be me, and it might be the way I'm driving, but me and Wrigley need to make a pit stop real quick, and he needs to get his favoriteest treat in the whole wide world, and we're gonna get into what's going on. Surreal. Dude, what are you gonna get? Hey, did you put your order in? Dog, you're a slob. So here's the deal, guys. I'm still just, I love these taillights. This right here, over the Recons, dope. So apparently Morimoto, like 8 days ago, something like that, on their Instagram, posted a video of a Raptor, and they cut off the rear end because they are going to be making taillights. I said I was going to use these for as long as I had the truck. Morimoto, I hate you, but if the taillights are dope, I'm going to have to give them a try. Here's a look. I decided to get on some gravel so that way you guys could kind of see the tread pattern a lot easier. You can see this tread pattern here. Ooh, I got a nice rock, kind of typical. Perfect, right? They just look perfectly flat, smooth. Maybe I should get on concrete. You can see they're flat, right? Let's head up to the front. Maybe the camera's not going to allow it, but you can just see this one's not as bad. But like, see how this piece of tread sticks up, and it's like it drops down. So like when you put your hand over it, this is up higher than this. So you're kind of like, what the heck, right? So it's just not smooth. This is cupping. Then that one's not as bad as this one. This one's really bad. So see how like this tread right here is just up higher. So this tire, like, it's really bad. Like, the amount of cupping that this tire has in specific, I mean, it's a pretty big difference. And that's what's making my truck drive like shit. So, I mean, you can just see the difference in the tread pattern right here. Like, how much more tread, try to get closer. You can just see how much more tread is up higher and that's lower. I mean, you can even kind of see that, like. So, we'll go around. This rear one, no cupping. It's just the fronts. What you doing? I don't really know what I'm gonna do at this point, guys. I just know that these tires are cupped. Like, look at this. Can you see this? It's cupped really bad. That's the worst one. So it's the front two. The guy at the place I got them from, I mean, it's not their fault. It's my fault, apparently, that I'm supposed to rotate these every 6,000 miles. But I want to say I maybe have 10,000 miles or so on them. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'm going to pony up and buy 2 more tires. The guy told me for right now what I should do is just get them rotated, get those off the front. And but I mean, I don't think they're gonna uncup. The tread's already messed up, so I think at this point the best solution is going to be swap out with 2 new tires. I did happen to read online what causes cupping, right? And there's no known solution. I mean, it's a vehicle that wears and tears. You don't know unless maybe I have someone look and there's some suspension issues going on with my truck. Maybe there's a misalignment. I mean, the truck drives smooth, it drives pretty straight, so, but that doesn't mean it can't be out of alignment. I think I'll just put 2 new tires on it, probably swap the rear ones to the front for right now, and get 2 new ones coming, or get them on, or whatever. Last time I think they had them, they were able to get them same day. But I did read online, one issue with a knobby tire is, for cupping anyways, heavy braking. That right there's me. I'm a heavy braker. Like, the problem is, I'll admit it, I'm a heavy braker, and I drive with my bass boat a lot. And when I drive with my bass boat a lot, I'm a heavy braker as well. So I'm not sold on it being a suspension issue. My front end on my truck's been pretty tight. And when I had the ridge grapplers, I didn't change them every 6,000 miles. And maybe it was every other oil change that I did. And I changed my oil every 5,000 miles. I kind of do wonder maybe if I'm partially at fault here. I mean, I didn't change them at the 6,000 mile, you know, when I'm supposed to. I'm a heavy breaker. It just sounds like possibly this is just, it's more my fault. I mean, who else's fault could it be? That's the deal with the tires. I'm annoyed by it, but part of it could be my fault with the way I drive and heavy braking and braking kind of heavy with my boat. We're gonna readjust. I'm gonna change my whole life. It's a habit. I gotta break the habit. I'm gonna, you know, come to a stop slower and see if that makes a difference. Wrigley, we gotta go pick up our pizza. Wrigley, hey, did we get pizza? Pizza secured, guys. We're gonna drive on. We're gonna head home. As of right now, my plan is more than likely I'm just gonna pick up 2 new tires and then just keep these as spares. Brake less, heavy, rotate more often. These tires are too cheap to not give it another try. So if you guys are still here, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up as always and hit that subscribe button because I have been dropping videos weekly. Wrigley, look out the window if you're done with this video. He's done. Peace.